Hello, my beautiful beings, and welcome to another live where we cultivate more love and join our lives through selecting our realities. You choose the frames that you see by how you speak and how you be, how you think and how you feel. Let it all go. It's all real, but it's the perspective that you want it to be that affects exactly what you see, who you are, and how you choose, and if you win or if you lose, right? So, never fear, because Rosemary is here. I love poetry. I love flowing poetry. It's so much fun. Oh my gosh. And to think that's something that people suppress in themselves when I believe it's natural to the structuring of consciousness. Hi, beautiful beings. Welcome, welcome. You're a beautiful creature, and you get to experience life exactly the way you desire it to be. If you want to receive more wellness, love, joy in your life, you get to invoke it. And I've talked about this before. The word invoke, invocare, speak it in, sing it in. Use your voice. And if it's internal, right? You don't have to speak it out loud. You can think it. You're still having it flow through your body. Yes, when you speak it, it does vibrate more in that way because it has the extra resonance of your voice. But it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You decide what works for you. And you also decide what doesn't work for you, right? So, what are some things you can decide right now work for you? You know what? Just breathing works for me. Just feeling like the most relaxed, the most joyful I can possibly feel works for me. Hi, Steph. Hi, Navi. Navi, did you get the Select Your Reality course a while ago? Was that you? Hi, Ice Cold. Hi, RH. You get to live your life exactly the way you choose and desire it to be, right? If you're stressing yourself out, don't. Relax. And I know it's like so easy to say don't, right? But the thing is, if you think it's hard to relax, you're actually making it hard. And I want to state this as someone who did this to themselves. I used to say all sorts of things like, oh, I just can't relax, or like, I can't meditate. I just have so many thoughts. Like, my mind just works so fast. And it was like a badge of honor for me to be like, oh, I just can't do this. But that came from a like fundamental misunderstanding of what meditation was. Meditation is just to think over. When you are consistently thinking stress thoughts, anxiety thoughts, thoughts of things not working out, you're still meditating. You're literally just meditating on failure, on dis-ease, on stress. And then you'll notice the effects of it on your body. If you shift that perspective to feel really good, oh my God. This is why my podcast is called The Joy Channel, because I recognize that if all I did was just feel joy and feel good, then beautiful things would reflect it. And this is not a thing of like, oh, are you saying you just never feel bad? It's like, even if I feel bad, I'm not stressing myself out about it, right? You can move through it, you know that? But it's more of a like prioritizing feeling good instead of like having a joy cap, because a lot of people have a joy ceiling and they'll feel like, okay, I had a lot of fun. Now I have to get back to work. And it's like this very weird program of only letting yourself experience like microdosing pleasure essentially, and then going into something else. So it's very interesting to notice where you're capping yourself and capping your enjoyment of life. Hi, Steph. Hi, Tresses. How can I be in the state of having large amounts of money? Do you have any tips? Yes. Slow down. You choose things, right? So right now, you're choosing that you're not in that state. Assuming you have it, right? So being like, oh yeah, I totally have it. Feel in your body in your being, in your presence, the knowing of, I have this already. Oh yeah, I already have large amounts of money. If it helps you to remember that there's infinite iterations of reality, and there's a reality where you already have large amounts of money, access that consciousness. The me that already have large amounts of money, how is she feeling in her body? How is he feeling in his body? Oh yeah, I feel that now. Releasing all that tension of like, yeah, I just have it. I have the money. I know exactly what to do. It all just came to me automatically. It came to me in the most wonderful ways. I didn't have to do anything for it. Or if there's an idea you have of like, oh, I want to make it in this way, you can do that. But infinite really means infinite. So there's ways where it's like you did all the work and struggled and received it. There's also ones where it came automatically and easily, and everything in between. So it's really like, choose your plot line. What feels the best for you? What feels the most satisfying for you? Because right now, you're assuming you don't have any, or something like that. I want you to feel how natural it is. It's like, well, I just don't have any. Great. Take that same conviction and apply it to what you do want. Oh yeah, I just have it. Can you do that? Well, I just don't have any. Can you feel that certainty of just like, yeah, it just is, and then take that and apply it to your choice? Hi, M. Hi, Echo. Hi, so I understand that I already have it, but how to stop waiting for it to reflect in 3D? Your 3D is reflecting you. So there's, if you're waiting for it to reflect, put yourself back into having. If you're really in the having and you know you have it, you're not in waiting. If you're in waiting, you think it's not happening or it hasn't happened yet. So like shift yourself back and just be like, yeah, it already came to me. Oh my God, I'm so satisfied. It's just easy. I'm manifesting an SP and I see no movement. I know there is, but how can I not get obsessed? Movement comes from you, from your knowing. So like, if you notice that you're looking for movement, put your gaze back on yourself. Turn your gaze back inward and like focus on feeling really good for yourself, living your life, knowing that you receive the compliment of who you're being, right? Like, you don't need to see movement because you are in the symphony of movement. You are in, okay, like a movement in a musical piece, right? You're in that movement. You're in the movement of the symphony, and you are perceiving nothing happening. But just like in music, there are measures of rest, right? There's little spaces in the music where there's no notes being played, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the notes don't exist and aren't following. It's just that amount, that little couple measures of rest while either other instruments are playing or, you know, it's just creating a little sonic break for the ear. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you're not receiving your thing. So stop putting meaning to it that doesn't exist, because you're like, I'm seeing no movement. You're assuming that means that nothing's happening ever and it will never happen. Instead of just being like, no, it's literally all happening. This is like, it's happening perfectly. It's coming to me with ease. I'm receiving it already. I already have it. I'm in my perfect relationship. And then like really put that focus on yourself too. Because like the thing that I see time and again with people is if you're obsessing over another person, where are you neglecting yourself? Right? Because you do not obsess over another person with your gaze outwards if you are not like letting something go here. So put that focus back on you. Take care of yourself and let yourself like flourish, move through that. Obsess about you. Honestly, like you're the love of your life. Treat yourself accordingly. So happy I already have it. Yeah, me too. Hi, beautiful beings. Hi, Nep. Hi, Jaden. Robin, beautiful, beautiful beings. Mnet. Oh my gosh. Guys, it's hot. It is getting hotter and hotter in this house. Ooh. And by this house, I mean the outdoors where I am currently. Isn't that fun? I live in New Jersey. It's not even like, I mean, it gets to like 108 here at least a couple times a summer, but like it's not, I know it's nowhere near as hot as it's gonna be. And I also know it's not hot compared to like, you know, whatever. Whatever. Hot in Michigan too. I think that's Michigan. Kind of dark. What do you think happens after death? Do you subscribe to quantum immortality? I mean, energy is neither created or destroyed. It just transfers state. From my own experiences, I just like that consciousness is going to go witness through eyes elsewhere, either like a reality that's the same you, but like a different timeline where you didn't die, or an entirely just like different consciousness is just going to keep observing within. That's what I think and observe. Live in a country where we drive on the left-hand side. Can I change it so we drive on the right? I mean, you can shift anything, but why? You can change anything. You can change anything, but also, like, why? Is it because you moved there and you feel like you're not good at it, or are you just trying to, like, test your abilities? Do whatever the fuck you want. People do literally, like, the weirdest fucking shit. I saw yesterday... Oh, hi! Just test how far it goes. I mean, I saw someone yesterday saying, like, on Reddit, like, here's the thing. I don't have a Reddit. Well, I mean, I do have a Reddit, but I don't use it. I don't even have it installed on my phone. But I was Googling stuff yesterday and came up to Reddit. And it was like, someone was like, I manifested a fictional character into this reality. And I was like, I'm not surprised at all. That makes sense. Now I'm thinking about what fictional character I would do, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe. Would think protecting national parks is global manifestation priority for me, cleaning the oceans. Yeah. So, selecting that of like, that's the consciousness that's here. And if you look, it's like there are people cleaning the oceans and taking care of the parks. So is your intention like more of it, right? And then it's like just assuming it's already happening. Every good and wonderful thing that could possibly happen is happening. Old ways of thinking that are no longer useful are dying out across like different structures in like government and stuff. And like, it's a matter of holding that consciousness of like, no, we're moving into the time where people take care of the earth and give back to it and live in community and take care of each other and bring like beautiful things into the world. And it could be easy to think that that's not what's happening if you're obsessed with watching news. And why is that? Because the news is going to perpetuate and like proliferate things that are mimetic and that put more stress into people. So you get to do a little, investigate a little, witness the beautiful things that are happening already, and you can perpetuate it and talk about those things of like, wow, people are already doing these things. Oh my God, we already have lights run on bioluminescent algae, and more buildings are getting green faces and roofs than ever before. And more like healthy community systems are popping up. So it's just like, recognize what's already here and appreciate it, and then what part do you want to do in that? For me, I love educating about emotions because I feel that that is a really good foundation for people to pause and recognize, and myself too, right? I actually just recorded a video I'll be putting on my YouTube at some point about that. We can just say it's clean forever. I love acknowledging that everything is realistic, yet assuming it's already happening. Gracias. What do you recommend if you want to quit a toxic job and bring a new one? I don't label anything as toxic because I think that would have to come from... That would have to come from a point of mind that is like... I'm consciousness forming a body right now. If I have to assume that a job is toxic, it's like I would have to be in the state of creating that toxicity. So it's like, but it's more about like preferred or unpreferred. And it's like, I'm not where I want to be. So now you select, I'm in my perfect job. My job environment is perfect. There's a lot of victim consciousness that goes into being like, oh my God, this person's toxic. That person's toxic. This relationship's toxic. It's like, can you look at yourself and it's like, what was keeping you in that dynamic? Because that did not live without you, you know, where you agreed to be party to it, where you didn't leave ahead of time, where you kept perpetuating and saying, oh my God, these people are horrible, smiling to their faces and talking behind their backs kind of thing. And it's just like, okay. Bottom line is, though, you have your perfect job and you're in your perfect job and you're happy. What do you recommend if you want to quit a toxic job? Okay, I answered that one. Also, it's like, you want to quit a toxic job and bring a new one. You want to quit a job, quit the fucking job. Like, but what I think you're saying is, how do I line one up? Apply to ones that you want, or just tune in and be like, I have my perfect job. Or you could be like, wow, if there's one specific person, you could be like, they're living their best life far across the country. They completely moved. They got transferred. They healed in all the ways they needed to be their best version of themselves. And I want to do this because I also manifest my neighbor ripping down their house for fun. Like, how far does it go, you know? Well, I reattached muscle to my spine in under an instant, and I unbroke my nose in an instant, and people literally have revised death. It's unlimited. And it's like, I understand that you're asking questions to test what you can do, but stop asking me and just start playing with it. Here's the thing, though. If you don't really, like, if it's not really something you desire, like, what's something you actually want to experience? What's the farthest you can go in your life? If you want to manifest that, you can. What's some of the weird shit that I've manifested? I mean, just like deciding that like certain types of restaurants are near me. Yeah, like, I mean, this is not even the half of it. My favorite things are like manifesting jewelry that was lost in other countries to come back and just appear on my nightstand. It's like really limitless, but it's just a matter of like, how far can it go? How far do you want to take it? You can do anything, but like, if you don't actually want it and you're just kind of trying to quote unquote prove it to yourself, what energy are you moving from? Right? I think there's like a whole, I've seen this like again and again where it's like people keep trying to test it for themselves, but like they're not testing it in a way that's like really like chill. And then they're going into it with like this sort of like, I have to prove it energy. And then they're like disappointed. And it's like, well, you already went in with like that kind of, you know, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Oh my God. Thank you for the heart me and the love you so much. I didn't even see it happening. Isn't a limitation saying if you need affirming more than once, you don't have it? Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Because if you have it, you're going to like have times where you're saying you have it. You know what I mean? Like, I love my perfect, beautiful boyfriend. Like, that's just something you're going to be saying in your life. Imagine like the limitation of reality. You can only say a phrase once. And if not, if you say it more than once, it automatically gets destroyed. That's some weird phantom toll booth shit. Because I changed the story of my current job because I decided I already have a successful business. I love that, Lou. So may as well enjoy that my character is doing whatever it's doing. Do you find that focusing on each manifestation better or an overall desired life in all aspects? Well, I mean, you're manifesting everything all the time. Everything's the manifestation of the consciousness you are, so you might as well, like, have it across the board, like, wow, I'm living my life. I have a perfect, beautiful, blah, 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 whatever. Do you know what I mean? Banish someone from your reality. Just say they never existed. Any other wordplay. Guys, stop focusing so much on the words, because here's the thing. You can say, it's more of like the quality behind the words. You can say, I love you, and it's an entirely different, like, energy than I love you. Or being like, I'm calm is different than I am calm. I'm calm. I'm calm. Like, right? So it's like words are just a tag of sounds you're putting on top of the beingness of it. Right? One person can say, I'm rich as fuck. And like that has the same quality for someone as I'm super fucking abundant. Both of them say fuck in this reality. I'm so abundant. I'm rich as fuck. Right? Can be the same quality for them. Whereas someone else could be like, I'm so abundant, and like not feel it. Not have that land for them. Right? It's not so much the words, it's the you. Words can just be like empty. But here's the thing with repeatedly repeating it, is that when you repeat something enough times, the actual like sincerity of it will drop into you. So that's why if you're like repeating, I'm so abundant, and you repeat it enough times, the actual sincerity of it does drop in. That is the point of like robotic affirming, is that it becomes natural to you. So like it lands in you if it doesn't feel natural at first. This is not a matter of like forcing. It's just a matter of being like choosing to perpetuate it and have it be natural to you. Sorry if you said this, but what were you saying when you unbroke your nose? I didn't say anything out loud, but it was more of just a selection of reality. Again, that like thing. So it's like the words I said to myself and the internal state of being that went together. It was like internally I relaxed my body as deeply as possible because I realized like my nose is not broken, so I don't want my body to react to that, right? When nose was broken, I was tense, I was in pain, relaxed that, shifted that, was like, no, my body's so relaxed. Oh my God, I'm so relaxed, even if like, you know, I was feeling pain at the time. Even though I was feeling pain at the time. Relax that. And then just like my thoughts of being like, wow, my nose has always been perfect. Wow, I heal so fast. I heal like Wolverine. Like, whatever. The words don't super matter. It was natural to me. What are the words that are natural to you? I tuned into the version of me that had healed my spine and the nose, and who'd healed cuts. And it was just so natural. It's like, of course it healed. It healed so quickly. My body knew exactly what to do. Time didn't matter. It doesn't take time to heal. It's just healed. And then it was like interesting because it was like there were like three things happening at once, where it was like I was selecting actually it never broke, and it was also selecting it healed instantly. So it was like I experienced either way. Thank you so much for the gifts, babes. Focusing on me and I am source, the love, etc. Deciding I'm with SP and changing my story with them. Am I missing anything? Yeah, are you having fun? Are you enjoying your life? Are you having a good time? Are you liking what you're doing? Do you like who you're being? Are you happy with yourself right now? What are some things that like you've really been wanting to do in your life? Like write a book, go to a specific place. What's available for you to do, even for yourself? Oh, you know, I've been really meaning to rub my feet, give my feet a little massage. Great. Are you taking care of yourself? Do you like who you're being? Are you living your life in a way that you're happy with? Are you already living your life the way that you choose to live your life? Basically, it's like you already have it. So you have it. It's you as your natural self plus this relationship, right? You as your natural, whole and complete, full self plus this relationship, right? This relationship is not making you whole and complete. This relationship is not making you feel better. This relationship adds joy to your life, but you already had you, baby. Also, you can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. You can't fuck it up. You can only ever experience alternate experiences, right? You can only ever prolong an experience. You guys, if you've never made floral syrup, I highly recommend it. I made honeysuckle syrup the other day, and I'm obsessed with it. And I'm obsessed with myself, and I love myself. And I'm in love with myself, as I fucking should be, because I'm awesome. Do you know what I mean? And if you don't have like waves of that during your day, I'm going to invite you to start doing things for yourself that just adds so much pleasure and joy that you do that. Like for me, I get that when I paint too. It's like I'll be painting and it'll be like whatever, and then like there'll be like a little move and I'm like, oh my God, I love myself so much. Or when I'm making music and it like comes together and I'm like, oh my God, I love myself so much. So it's like, do the things that you feel that deep appreciation of yourself and the creator and beauty that you are. And then also people reflect that to you, baby. Some say if you keep affirming, then you reinstall that I don't have it, but that's bullcrap in my opinion. I have decided I'm not gonna talk about this anymore. I'm just gonna share and teach from my own perspective, because like I realized like any frustration, any posting I've been doing of like, you know, refuting what people are saying, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to be like, hey, you want it? Cool, repeat it. You have it. You have it in this moment. You have it right now. I like affirming. Affirming is the thing that kept me in the state of having my body be perfect until my body caught up, right? Me consistently reminding myself instead of letting my thoughts go back to I'm in so much pain. And it wasn't fighting, because some people think about it, it's like fighting thoughts, but that was the opposite. And I think I had this very unique experience because I had to really be aware of my body and anything that added stress to it. So for me, I was not repeating my body's always been perfect in a way that was adding stress to my body. My body was so delicate at that time. I'd been in so much pain that deeply relaxing myself to the utmost point I could and allowing my breath to be pleasure. When I was affirming, if affirming, I would notice tension at some point, I'd pause. Be like, why? Okay, I'm getting tense. Why? Well, it's because I need to breathe more. I get to breathe and relax more. Oh, I actually don't want to repeat anything right now. I just want to be in silence. So like being present with self and honoring self. Having periods of time where I was repeating that because that's what I was choosing to experience. And also having periods of silence, deep relaxation, just pleasure, receiving knowings and wisdom, channeling, seeing beautiful frequencies and energy, communicating and connecting with other aspects of consciousness. All these beautiful things I got to experience, and it wasn't coming from an obsessive affirming of I have to make this happen, but simply from the knowing of by repeating this, this is my truth, this is my reality. I had spent years saying I'm in so much pain. It just made sense to me that saying my body's always been perfect was allowing that as my truth. So I'm never going to be someone who's like, affirming is desperate. I'm like, you know what's really desperate is living a life you don't love. Living a life you hate and keeping yourself stagnant and stuck and looping in that. So if other people want to say, all you have to do is just decide, and then when it comes up and you just decide, you repeat that. Yeah, that's affirming. Whatever. I'm not having this conversation again. There's infinite iterations of consciousness. Choose the one that works for you. I don't always affirm for things. Sometimes I just select and choose something and have it in that moment. But if I'm inspired to repeat something because it feels good for me, I'm going to do it. I will never torment myself, though, to do something. So sometimes I've had clients come and be like, I affirmed for 8 hours and then had a panic attack. And I'm like, you had to be ignoring your body's cues and your mental cues to push through in that way. And that did not come from the way that manifestation is. That came from something within you of how you'd already been handling it and were ignoring that shit, right? If you learn to deeply relax your body and mind, you are not going to push yourself into harm. Anyone who is pushing themselves into harm, that is not the fault of manifestation. That is not the fault of any coach. That is the call coming from inside the house. You chose to do that. When are you going to stop choosing that? Okay, anyway, we're done. Confirmation that you can select multiple things with the same outcome and it doesn't confuse the universe. Yeah, that's a whole bullshit thing too, that confusing the universe thing. Oh, you're confusing the universe. You're confusing. You are the universe. You are the one song that you're singing. Also, it's infinite intelligence. If you know what the fuck you mean, it will know what you mean. It's just you. Been trying to figure out how to finally manifest them, but that's so true. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, I want you to have a little awareness about this too. If you're trying to figure it out, you're looking at it like, I'm the person that doesn't have it, and then there's a version of me that has it, and I have to figure out how to get from here to here, right? When instead, it's more like, okay, I don't have it and I desire to have it. And then what happens? You choose that you're the person that has it. There's no problem to solve. There's no figuring it out. You simply, do you see this? You're like, you're over here. I don't have this thing and I desire to have it. Okay, well now I'm choosing to be the person who has it. There's no, I have to slowly, incrementally become the person who has it. It's more just like, and that's an invocation of like, I have it. I want to be in my perfect, beautiful, loving relationship. I'm in my perfect, beautiful, loving relationship. Breathe, relax, and be like, cool, great. And then you recognize of like, I'm internally this. Anything that needed to happen out here to reflect that is going to happen. So like you decide it here, and then what happens? The pieces on the board all rearrange for you, and then it brings you this thing. But you holding this, there's no like, oh, I'm trying to figure out how to manifest them. What you're manifesting is figuring it out. What you're manifesting is confusion right now. You're like, I don't know, instead of just being like, I know. And then any knowing you need gets dropped into your consciousness. Fancy cells. Oh, I'm glad the responses hit. Affirming took you out of sickness and broken items. How do you do that magic shift on, off, have, haven't? Observe within yourself. Like, you're very good at observing delicateness within your body, right? So let's play a little game of consciousness. Choose something that you have. Choose pizza or a comfortable duvet or something. A phone, Wi-Fi, great, okay. Can you observe within your body right now? Just repeat that a little bit, like, okay, I have this phone. I have Wi-Fi. Breathe and really observe what's going on in your body. I have the phone. I have the phone. Now say something like you don't have. Something you think you don't have. Because I was going to say, like, I don't have a purple hippopotamus. That also has certainty in it, by the way. If you observe, I have my phone, I don't have a purple hippopotamus. You're not arguing with that. Now think of something that you really have been desiring to experience, right? But you've been maybe you've been creating argument within yourself about it. I really want this beautiful relationship. I really want this money. I don't have it. I don't have this money. Did you feel a difference in some sort of movement of energy, maybe a warmth somewhere, maybe a zing somewhere? What did you actually observe within yourself? I don't have the money. Oh, it's like dropping, right? A reaction. Which means you have a stored energy there about the thing in your field of consciousness that you are. This identity you're holding on to as the person who does not have that thing. I don't have the money. I don't have the love. I'm not loved. Okay, cool. Breathe in. Go back to that awareness of, I have a phone. I have this phone. There's no internal argument about that. There's no zinging energy. There's just, great. You feel it more in your mind. You felt a blow of darkness, void with the lack, bam, immediate sadness. Great. That is the stored energy around that thing for you. So when you become aware that you have it, that releases. And you can practice and apply this certainty of, oh yeah, I have this thing. You can do this with stoplights too. The knowing of like the stoplight is just green. Play with it in your reality. Oh yeah, I have it. I have the ice cream I want. I have the phone. And that also, that naturalness, that like just statement of fact of I have it, that feeling, sometimes people mistake it for thinking that they have to feel this big grandiose thing, when in reality it's like, no, like I have the best man ever. I'm in the most wonderful loving relationship. And sure, you'll feel like whatever you feel with that, but it's not this like I'm making it happen thing. It's an acceptance of naturalness. You know, feel it with if there's someone that you love deeply. There's someone that you love deeply, like a baby, a kitten, a parent, something like that. Feel that. Also, let's decouple love from attachment. Sometimes people misconstrue love as sacrificing your personal wellness and boundaries. And I want to separate that, because that's not the same thing. When I'm saying love, I mean like pure love without like needing you to be anything, right? Just pure love, the emotion, without like, I have to be something for you, you have to be something for me, okay? So that love, imagine, let's say a baby or a kitten, or, you know, just that pure warmth and love and appreciation. Without any story, without I have to do something for you, just appreciation. Feel it and let yourself experience it. Maybe it's the same feeling as when you're in the car with the windows down and the radio playing and you're singing and you feel that joy move through you. Just breathe and feel that pleasantness, right? And let yourself experience that and breathe in that and immerse in that. Marinate in it. Breathe. And as you breathe, feel that getting stronger as well. Feel that moving through you. Not forcing, but allowing it to expand. And let go of any attachment to any story, right? Let go of any memory and simply be present with that feeling in your body. That wellness, that love, that joy, that movement. Amazing. Now come back to that awareness of, I have a phone. Yeah, I have a phone. I have a phone. I have my love. I have my joy. I have my house. It's already done. This is a game of noticing. This is a game of consciousness. You are conscious of, I have it, versus conscious of, I don't have it. And sometimes that feeling, that drop, that void, that ping, that mind activity telling you where the energy you've been collecting is stored, that is just indicating to you that you get to let go of that and go back into the I have it, because you have it. Good and bad arguing. Phillips, it's a Phillips screwdriver. That's funny. The having is warm. Yeah, it's like amazing. Just the thought changes the embodiment instantly. Yes, ma'am. And that's what I noticed when I was shifting my body from in pain to perfection. I will be uploading this to YouTube. State of the wish fulfilled is nuanced. Consciousness, as all that is, there's depth and subtlety you get to observe within it. So if you're rushing by, you might not have noticed that this is something that you're putting yourself through every day, right? So when my daily state was, I'm in so much pain, I hate my life, I have to get up and do something, I didn't notice that I was cumulatively putting that stress on my system every single day until my muscles were tearing and I wasn't able to sit upright, right? When I actually slowed down, relaxed my body to the point where when that thought came in, my body responded and I actually felt the visceral response to that thought, I said, oh my God, this is what I've been doing to myself every single day. And then I was like, well, if my body responded this way to this thought, it'll respond differently to other thoughts. So what are other thoughts I can give it? I noticed that when I said I'm healed, it created tension in my system because then I just thought of the car accident and other things I had to heal from, right? So instead I said, okay, let's take that out of the equation entirely and go with, there's a reality where my body has always been perfect. So let me access that. What is she saying about her body? My body's perfect. My body's always been perfect. Everything's amazing and I love my life. I love what I'm doing. I love where I'm living. I love who I'm with. So I said, okay, well, those are my thoughts now. And I breathed and I felt into her body, into my body. How did she feel in her body? Well, that's how I feel in my body now because that's who I am now. That's who I'm claiming to be. That's who I choose to be. My internal state is normal, natural towards fun. Okay, pure love. Got it. Felt it, bringing the desire into the isness of having. Yeah, and recognizing it all as already here too, right? So it's like there's a very like fast transition that'll happen and you get quicker and quicker at it. So it's like instead of it's not work to bring it into form, it's naturalness as well. So it's like you tune in and you like bring it through yourself. There's a lot of pressure behind the achievement of the knowing in your heart feeling. So, and that, kind of like what I talked about of like, allow it, instead of being like, I have to make myself feel this thing, otherwise it's not whatever. Stop. Stop. That is also not the energy of having, right? That is another game of I don't have. That's another perspective of I have to do something to make this happen instead of going to the naturalness of having it. If you're spending any moments tormenting yourself of saying I have to feel it in the right way instead of allowing yourself to just feel it however it is. And you know what's funny is like sometimes you're going to feel nothingness. Sometimes you're going to feel neutral, natural. Sometimes you're going to feel pleasure. Sometimes you're going to feel warmth. Sometimes you're going to feel joy. There's a whole range and array. And you deserve to observe the beauty and subtlety within yourself that you have a whole smorgasbord of delight to choose from, right? Maybe finding $5 on the ground might feel like nothing to you. Finding 150,000 might feel like a lot to you at first. So like play in your range of feeling. Explore your range of feeling. Have you explored just how much pleasure you can feel through your breath alone? Did you know you can actually breathe in and feel the air tickle your brain? Feel the air tickle as it like goes through your sinuses, through your throat, and just start feeling and imagine that warmth and pleasure spreading through your body. Can you imagine breathing into your whole body, feeling pleasure and exhaling? How much pleasure can you feel? How much joy can you feel? I can't ignore the 3D while manifesting scar on my face to heal. When I look in the mirror, I get so sad. So I'm going to reflect this to you. Stop thinking of it like ignoring the 3D because that's probably tripping you up. Instead, what I want you to imagine is it doesn't matter what your eyes see. In your mind, you have a reality overlaid. Either an image or just a knowing of like, my body is perfect, my face is perfect. When you look at your face in the mirror, I want you to start playing and being like, wow, my skin is perfect. Oh my God, that scar healed so fast. You're teaching your body it's safe to reform, baby. You're teaching it it's safe to reform. Think of it like a parent. If a toddler falls and the parent freaks out, the toddler freaks out. If the toddler falls and the parent's like, oh my God, you're so, like, you're perfect, you're beautiful, the toddler's not freaking out, right? Your body's just forming of your consciousness. So being like, oh my God, my skin is perfect. My God. I remember feeling so sad that that scar took a long time to heal, but then I remembered actually it healed fast. And once I realized it healed fast, it healed fast. I love that, like, me shifting my consciousness allowed it to just shift so easily. Oh my God, my face feels so good. Oh my God, I'm gorgeous. I love that it healed so fast. You can't even see it anymore. And that takes you having the fortitude to do that. You're selecting instead of going back to the old story, because it's learning from you. You're teaching it, baby. You are teaching it how to be right now. So if you keep freaking out, instead of being like, can you have the love to be like, my skin is perfect. That's you loving your skin enough to tell it it's perfect. Of like, wow, it healed so fast. It's so safe. Oh my God, it's so safe. I'm so glad it healed so fast. Oh my God, you can't even feel it anymore. Oh my God, I'm so glad. I love you, face, so much. Oh my God, it did heal so fast. I'm so glad it healed so fast. I don't even have a scar anymore. My body's perfect. There's a little bird that landed by me. Actual Disney princess. Anyway, I'm so happy right now. My heart is just... Hi, baby. That actually kind of looks like the bird that landed on me last year. Anyway. If you're putting pressure, take the pressure off. I love the wind, and imagining as me in another form hugging myself feels so good. Yeah, and like that's another thing, like feeling the pleasure of the wind, experiencing the pleasure of like looking at the gorgeousness of sunlight hitting leaves. How attuned to joy and pleasure are you? How much do you notice it in your daily life? How in joy are you when you take a sip of your like beverage in the morning, right? How nourished do you let yourself feel by your water, by your food? So while looking at mirror, I say my scar is healing every day more and more faster. Yeah, or like even like take away the healing, like just be like, it healed so fast. You can say healing, but I would quickly transition it into healed. Do it at your, like, basically it's like at some point you're going to observe within yourself probably a transition between saying like, oh, it's healing so fast, into like, wow, it healed. And that happens, like, do you notice, like, that would happen with anything, like a cut, a scar, whatever. Like, imagine you got a cut and you're like, ooh, at first, whatever, maybe you're telling a story about it, but then you're like, oh, it's healing so fast. Wow, it's healing so fast. Wow, it's basically healed. Oh, wow, it's healed, you know? So it's like you have this, like, natural transition anyway. If you want to imagine, another thing that I've done before for experiencing, like, more quantum healing is imagine a time you got a paper cut and then time lapse it, speed it up in your head. So imagine a time we've all gotten paper cuts, right? You've all gotten a cut somewhere. I want you to observe in your mind that cut, and I want you to witness the healing process of it. Get the cut, and then what happens? It like closes up, right? Becomes a pink line, and then that fades, and then you're like, perfect. You just imagine that very, very fast. Take the time out of it. If you're like, oh, it's going to take this amount of time to heal, unnecessary. Just tell yourself, like, whatever, being like, wow, that healed so fast. Wow, I heal so fast. My body knows exactly what to do. Wow, there's not even a scar there anymore. Your happiness is so well perceived. I think many of us are vibing here that way. Yeah, I love it. And we can use this concept for every situation, even looking for the 3D financial situation. Yeah, like, just like with that, like, can you imagine, like, just like with the cut, right? Imagine your bank account. And just like witnessing like money in it more and more. Look at all the green deposit things. This is scrolling, right? Wow, green. Wow, I'm getting money every day. I'm getting money every day. Wow, that happens so fast. I love that I like completely just have so much money now. And if you like wanted to phrase it this way, I love that I completely healed my financial situation. I love that it was never a situation. I love that I've always had the perfect money mindset. I love that money's always been so easy for me to experience and manifest. I love that I've actually always received money. I've actually never not received money. I actually always receive money. Money always comes to me. Money has always come to me. I only ever made up the story that money wasn't coming, and yet it always did. And I was making up the story that it came last minute. And so now I tell the story that I always receive more than I need. I always have more than enough. Instead of telling a story that I always have just enough to cover my bills, I'm telling a story I have more than enough. And so I always do. I love that. I love that I just like have that story now. I love that I always pay my bills ahead of time. A couple days ago, it clicked for me like, haha, I am everything, I have everything, it's all me. Yep, baby. Hi. And it's the thing that you stay in, right? So it's like when I was telling the story that like, oh, this was something with like manifesting money where it was like, I need it by this date, I need it by this date. Take that out of the equation. Instead, just be like, I have it now. I have it now. I paid ahead of time. I love that I paid it ahead of time. Since I've done that, I've always paid my bills ahead of time. I've never paid last minute. And I've never like, you know, had a problem with that. So instead of asking for a job, I should just ask to be a millionaire. You can do that, but also who are you asking, right? It's more of a command you're telling. You're not saying, may I please be a millionaire? Can I be a millionaire? You're just like, oh, I am a millionaire. It's a command, it's a claim. I'm a millionaire, and anything that needed to happen for me to be a millionaire happened, obviously really easily because I am that. Oh my God, it was really easy for me. Everything I do brings me prosperity. It's really natural for me. Should be more specific or open with our manifestations, like it could come in any way. It's whatever you prefer. If there's a specific way you want to experience it, you can do that, or you can just say like, I like saying it came to me in any way it needed to. Just because it's like, I don't need to micromanage the how. I just know that it comes and it's easy. My SP was hanging out with another girl, and I was just like, this is all part of it working for me. Yeah, one of my favorite assumptions is that anyone that someone I date has dated has helped them become the best version of themselves for me. Because obviously, like, I love who they are as a person. I love the person I'm dating. So, like, I'm appreciative for everyone that they dated because it helped them, like, navigate relationship and develop in that way so that we're perfect together. But that's also because I'm incredibly secure with it. If I were very insecure and, like, looking at someone's Instagram and being like, oh my God, they followed another girl, like, what an incredibly low opinion you must have of yourself and of that other person. Do you know what I mean? Stabilize yourself. It's okay. And also, I was there. That's very younger kind of thing. But then you grow and you develop from that, and that's okay. And there's no shame in it if you've been doing that. It's just, consider this an invitation to develop and stabilize, to recognize like, oh, I don't have to do all that. I just get to assume that I'm in my perfect relationship. I don't have to observe or micromanage or constantly look for threats because there is none. What if they follow only fangirls? Who are you internally that you have chosen that for yourself as an experience with a person that you're entertaining to be a partner? That's a manifestation of the consciousness you are. You entertained that as a possibility, and now you are reaping the rewards of your conviction. It's not what does that say about him, it's what does that say about you, baby? What does that say about you? You hear that? Ooh. Ooh. Doesn't feel great, does it? Why did I do this to myself? Why? Well, because I thought it was a possibility. I just assumed that all men are like this. And my reality proved me right every time. But no, that's not true. Not all men are like this. Reality is infinite. Consciousness is infinite. And so I get to experience projections of consciousness as it is. So I've been experiencing men in this way because I assumed that they were like this. And my reality loves proving me right. Well, now I'm going to start assuming different things. Instead of aiming for a job, I should aim for abundance of success. You're already there. You're not aiming, you're there. And you can also experience more and more of it every step of the way of like, all right, what's the most successful version of myself doing today? I am successful. So the successful me is resting, relaxing. The successful me is writing my book. The successful me is posting in this way. I'm already successful. What do I do? Oh, I post on social media 3 times a day, every day. Not to force, but just because that's an expression of who I am. Cool. Great that you know that. Great that you have that ability and consciousness available to you. My SP doesn't have a 3P, thank God. 3P is just you anyway. It's only just you playing games with yourself. It's only just me playing games with myself, right? Sorry, that's my second book of poetry is Quantum Poetry, Games with Myself. For that reason, because it's like it's the same consciousness behind every face. It's just different fractals of singularity to have a singular experience versus remembering you're the totality of all things. We came here to separate and witness that separation, and kind of like that game of airport, if you've ever played it, where it's like you hit random on Google Map and it'll put you somewhere and then you kind of have to find your way to an airport by navigating through streets. Life is a little bit like that because you forgot that you are all. And then you get to remember it during life, and you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, oh my God. And then you're probably going to go through and you're going to forget it a little bit, but then you're going to be reminded, you're going to be like, oh my God, oh my me. Oh my me. This is a great topic. I feel I could work on shifting my subconscious beliefs about men due to past experiences. Yeah. Like, you owe it to yourself to have an experience of men and women and everyone that is pleasant and pleasurable and good. And it's like very much like, just like I've said, if you have a specific person that you're saying they're always like this, you know, if something happens with a specific gender and you're like, they're always like this, it's a huge flag for me. If I ever say it's always like this, they're always like this, or if someone else says it, it's like, you know, recognizing someone else, whatever, where you get to change your story. What do you recommend for manifesting someone out of our lives? No one misses them. If you don't want someone to be in your life, just be like, what I like to do, because I know everyone is me and I want everyone to have their peak experience. I'll just, you know, whatever's my highest joy is going to be their highest joy. So I'm like, oh my God, they live in another state and they're like so happy with their life and they're healthy and they're mentally stable and they're like in the job that's perfect for them or whatever. So I'll just be like, oh my God, they moved. I'm so happy for them. Wow, they completely moved and they're healthy now and they're happy. They were just miserable here because they weren't supposed to be here. That's why they were acting like that. It's because they were just so unhappy, but now they're just in a different place and so happy. It's only just me playing games with myself. People I continue to attract tells me I could shift it. It's just you, baby. Do you ever get scared thinking you're going to create for the rest of your life? It scares me to know it's all up to me. I trust myself to choose goodness and wellness and love. And I also know that if I have experienced a creation that's not enjoyable, the good news is now is a new moment and I get to shift and choose now. So it's like, there have been times during this like past 8 years, right, since I've been aware of conscious creation, where yeah, of course I've experienced some whack shit, and I've always come back to myself every time of being like, oh my God, never mind, I was being silly. Actually, all is well. I'm so glad it shifted so quickly and easily. I'm living in my exact perfect place with the exact perfect people. Everyone around me is super healthy and happy, you know, whatever. If you're here, let's ask a question. Why does it scare you to know it's all up to you, right? Let me model this for you. Oh God, it's all up to me. What if I fuck up? What if bad things happen and it's all my fault? Versus, oh, it's all up to me. So I can choose from the infinite experiences and just have fun with it. Oh my God, that's so much less pressure. Oh my God, I get to just choose? Cool. So I can just set like some easy things where it's like beautiful things come into my reality. I don't have to be consciously thinking and choosing every moment. I can just assume good things are coming to me. If you're consciously creating, unconsciously consciously creating, in a way that puts stress on you, stop, revisit what you're actually doing to yourself. And I'm going to invite you to do it in a new way, because like, unnecessary. If you are scaring yourself, it's you scaring yourself, right? Walk it back. Come back to center, breathe, relax, recognize in this moment, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do shit in this moment. You can just be here, present, and breathe. Can you just breathe and be in your body? You don't have to decide anything right now. Put it aside. Be in the now. Great. What do you actually desire to experience? I don't know. Okay, great. Put it away. Put it away. Just breathe. Be present with your body. Breathe in and exhale. You can also set the command or intention of like, whatever's for my highest joy is going to come to me today. Whatever the most joy I could possibly feel today is, I'm going to experience it. You can have it open-ended. You don't have to stress yourself out. And if you are stressing yourself out, shift. Choose again. Do you think life works like algorithm? Because I noticed that. I mean, the algorithm is also a projection of consciousness, y'all. Find me one thing that's not a projection of consciousness. I'll wait. Definitely would like to change my story. And also like play with that too. Like, that's why when you have thoughts and then things pop up onto your algorithm, it's like everything is you, baby. Definitely would like to change my story. I'm in the midst of changing my story. Great. So, and that's also why it's like the Select Your Reality course that I've created guides people in like actually witnessing the story you've been telling, dropping that, not putting pressure on it, but just being aware. And then, sorry, I just got the thing saying like inactivity. If you guys want to tap the screen, I'd love and appreciate that. What was I saying? Right. Aware of your old story. Start telling the new story. Right? I have you go through 8 areas of life. So body, like physical, emotional, mental, occupational, social, environmental, financial. I'm forgetting the 8th one. Spiritual. I'm pretty sure it's spiritual. Yeah. And you could just do that yourself if you want to draw like a little wheel and give it 8 segments and like do those. It's called a wellness wheel. But that's something I have people do in the course because it's good to just observe. Hi, baby. Oh, hi, baby. You need some help? You healthy? Hi, baby. Hi. I'm seeing this action right here. Hi, baby. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Do you need some help? Hi. Moving isn't enough, unfortunately. See, why are you limiting yourself? It absolutely could be. Like, you're telling a story that you don't prefer, and you're limiting yourself, and then you're blaming the story. What's that about? I notice story in me that suffering is a prerequisite to deserving or being worthy of XYZ. Yeah, and that's not true. This bird loves me. How do you get out of the way of waiting? One. Whoa. Hi. Hi, baby. Hold on. Pause. I'm going to go take care of this bird. I'll be right back. Hi, baby. Do you need water? Is that what's up? Come here. I don't know what to do right now. Bird, come here. Dude, come here. Come here. Come here. Hi. Hi, honey. Okay, guys. I've got a bird here that I think needs some help because I don't think they're well. I'm going to go. I love you guys. Have a good day. I'll come back later.